All right, so finally we have our squad for the Angola AFCON qualifiers in March. The first leg, don't forget, will be played at the Babayara Stadium on March 23rd, and the return leg will be played in Luanda on March 27th. Here we are to discuss the names in the squad. Joseph Pinto returns to the Black Stars squad after missing out on the FIFA World Cup squad. First of all, let me ask you, is it the first squad?
I think overall you would look at the 25-man squad and you would be impressed. I think it's one of the few squads where there are not a lot of issues, and the reactions on social media clearly shows that Ghanaians agree with the decision by Hughton. So for me, it's a good start for him, because once you are starting your Black Stars job, you need Ghanaians on your side, and what he's done in his first selection, I think it's great. The reactions clearly shows that Ghanaians love what he's done, and they think that the squad is fair, especially the exclusion of Babaraman.
Alright, so I want to hear from you on the exclusion of Babaraman, but let's go straight into the squad. The goalkeepers we use for the World Cup is Atizigi, Manaf, and Danlad. Richard Ofori and then Wallacott couldn't make the squad because of injury. Jojo Wallacott returns to the squad. Any surprise? Because Atizigi and Manaf are already here.
I think if there was any surprise to be the exclusion of Richard Ofori, I feel that he's the most experienced of the four goalkeepers we have, and I think, in my view, he should be number one. So to see him not make the cut for this particular game is quite shocking. But there is nothing surprising here. Wallacott was the first choice prior to the World Cup until he got injured. So we expect that once he's been able to get some minutes, even at the 21, he will come into the squad. Atizigi made a good account of himself at the World Cup. Some of us are still not sure whether he's indeed the one to lead the Black Stars in place. Again, in Abdul Manaf, you have someone that you can rely on when it comes to penalties and set pieces. So it's not really surprising. Maybe I would have wished to see Richard Ofori in the back. It's a fairly good squad for the goalkeepers.
It's a disappointment for the Danlad fans because this morning wrote a story on GhanaWeb where we said that it will be difficult for him to enter the squad with the availability of Wallacott and then Richard Ofori.
That's the thing with Danlad. The thing is that you have to ask yourself, is he better than what you already have? And I don't think he is. Again, in as much as you see some flashes of brilliance in his goalkeeping, there are also some high element or high profile mistakes that he's committed for Kumasi as Antokoto. So yes, and secondly, he's also young, he's got age on his side. So, and again, once Coach Chris Hughton is making his first selection, he would want goalkeepers that he can trust. He would want goalkeepers that he knows. And I think compared to Danlad, he knows these three more than Brahim Danlad. But I would have wished that maybe a local goalkeeper or a local player made as well.
So let's go to the defenders. We have the injured Tarek Lamte, Dennis Odoi, Gideon Mensah, Patrick Pozo making his debut appearance for the Black Stars. Daniel Amate, no surprise here. Joseph Edu, Mohamed Salisu, and then Jiku.
I think that the surprising element would be the exclusion of Babaram. And it's surprising not because before he deserves to be in the squad, but we know why he has always been in the squad, really. And for Chris Hughton to come up and in first Black Stars squad up to say, Boga, action well. It'd be like the guy got boss. For me, that's what he shows, that he has bought. He has the guts, the courage to make the tough decision, because you don't go up against someone like Babaram.
But it's not the same thing we saw with even Siki Akon's first call up. There was no Babaraman and Diallo. When we talk about even Otuado, then the playoff against Nigeria, there was no Babaraman. Yeah, he was injured.
Otuado's Baba was injured. But whenever he's been fit, he's been in the squad.
Okay.
And not sometimes the decision has been questioned by a lot of people, including myself, because we feel that in as much as Baba previously showed great football talents, we don't think he's kind of on the level where he should be playing the Black Stars. And on the back of the World Cup, what that has happened, I think Baba himself deserves a break from the Black Stars. And hopefully this call-up will reignite something in him and make him push more for future call-ups.
In the midfield, we have Thomas Partey, whom many believe this season is a contender for the Premier League Player of the Year award for his incredible performance for Arsenal, who are currently top on the league table and are hoping to win their first EPL title after 2003. There is also Majid Ashmero, Samoa's best friend, We know what happened the last time. And then the man I was hoping that my darling club Chelsea would sign, Abdul Salih Samed. What a player he is in the ongoing French league for RC Lens, and Edmond Adu also returns to the squad. He now plays for Spartak Subotica.
You see, I'm going to make some quite controversial. There are certain players that I think we should move on from, regardless of their club form. And Partey is one of them. And it will shock anyone because I'm an Arsenal fan and I have to, but I feel that there are certain players who just don't impress when it comes to the Black Stars. But Partey is not the first person. There are plenty of players they were for club side and they ball, but national team you go and I feel that Partey is one of them that we should move on from. Especially looking at the squad we have. Again, the inclusion of Edmond Adu also surprises me a bit because I would have looked at someone like Elisha Owusu, who has been consistent. I think maybe he would have made the cut for me if I were the coach. But Chris Hughton knows that it's his first call-up. I think overall it's a very decent call-up. You look at this selection, we should have enough men in the team to be able to overcome the ball position we are going to give us in the two matches.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on Partey because as a player for his club side, which is Atletico Madrid and Arsenal, he has been a fantastic player. But I think that national team, he is yet to give us even 50% of what he has been doing at Arsenal. So maybe this will be his final chance because previously it has been like the story of Pogba at Manchester United. Let's find somebody to release Partey. Now we have Abdul Samed to do the sitting. So let's see if maybe this will be Partey's time.
The thing with Partey is largely how he's played and how he's deployed. So if you were the early part of Arsenal where he was playing double pivot to Ghana, he struggled. Then Mikel Arteta found the role for him as the lone six and he has tried in that role. At the World Cup, we played him on the right side of the central, which was a huge mistake by Untold. The question is, where is he going to play in this team? If we can find the right role for him, again, there is also a theory that he does well when they are used to not around. It's not something that we want to go into with all these speculations and superstitious beliefs, but it's one thing that we need to grow because we can't have one of our best players excelling in Europe and coming in and giving us maybe 2 over 10 performances consistently. That's not it.
Now, the Wingers, the usual face, only runs for the Yeboah, returns to the team with Kamal Dean Suleiman now playing for Southampton in the Premier League. We have Joseph Pinto returns to the squad. There was a lot about this guy because he was dropped from the World Cup squad, and all the arguments about Joseph Pinto were merited because of his performance in the Belgium league. There's Osman Bukai, the swimmer. Yeah, and then we have Jordan.
You know, I mentioned that there are players that we need to move, and I mentioned that Daniel Mate is one, Jordan Ayew is one, Andrea is one. I'm not saying they are bad players, but I think that if you are coming on the back of the experiences we had from the 2019 AFCON, 2021 AFCON, and 2022 World Cup, we need to be going through a certain phase. And I feel if we are really bent on making that progress, then we need to move on from certain players, including the 4 that I've mentioned. But Joseph Pinto, I mean, it's been long overdue. He's someone that almost everyone in Ghana, except with Wari, feel that he should have gone to the World Cup. The numbers speak for themselves. He should have been that. Another player that I'm quite surprised is Bernard Tepete. Because Charlie, the guy, this is
I think even before the World Cup squad, we were hoping that he will be able to gate crash the squad. But
the most informed Ghanaian player in Europe now is Bernard Tepete. So not having him in the squad is quite surprising. I don't think it's huge. I'm sure the coach will have an eye on him. Pencil comes back in the tonight, puts to bed all those rumors about Kurt Palmer, all those communities, all those nonsense to be, but Charlie, it be normal squad.
Now, for us, the only surprise here is that we were hoping to see Kudus Mohammed in the midfield, but Chris Hughton has added his name to the forward, that's attackers. So Mohamed Kudus from Ajax, Andre Ayew, when we went to the World Cup, he was playing in the Qatari League for our side. Now he's back in the Premier League for Nottingham Forest. There is Kamal Soa. Just last 2 days, they were humiliated in Portugal by Benfica in the UEFA Champions League. Inaki, yes, striker Papa is back. The only better striker, yes, since Asamoah. And then Antoine Semenyo, he made the move to Premier League in the general transfer window. It hasn't really went down for him yet.
You know that I'm happy to see Kudus among the forwards, and this is an argument that I make for the World Cup that we have a problem as a nation finding goal scorers. It's a huge problem. We have a player who is thriving at club level in that same role. Part of playing him that where people were like, oh, Ghana the boy made for that, he was everyone made for Nadia. But the guy is forced for EJ strike. Now we have options in midfield who can also contribute to goals. So why don't you play him centrally and maybe build a team around him? Because again, he has shown that he can score goals. So why not? So I'm happy. I don't know if Chris Hughton will try him in that, but I feel that especially until we get a proven goal scorer, maybe an Adinketia who comes in and you know that for 3 out of 5 chances he's going to score. I think that we should trust Kudus as our number 9, and I'm happy to see him. Andrea, like I said earlier, I don't think he should be making the blasters. Not because he's not a good player, but I think we need to move on.
I think it's time that we say bye-bye to him, for him to go when the applause are high. Because
for Inaki Williams to challenge, let him go for the World Cup.
But in the World Cup, I always say that it was God who made him to miss that.
But I know before.
No, but see. No, it was not. It was the star that.
This one will be argument. This one will be argument. We will beg him. If the chances can make it. Some pound will try. We cannot try.
And or Shedan or tricky goalkeeper.
Because I'm sure the plan will be to try as much as possible to still qualification as early as possible. They use the other games to try out other players. We can't have, and I'm pretty sure he's going to start. We can't have him doing that.
We have 4 points. So if we're able to beat Angola home away, we are true to
make it just for the goals. Make it. Then you go ball or no. Then
Inaki, as for me, they believe you are. So let me go through the squad real quick, and then I'll take your final submission on this. Goalkeepers: Lawrence Atizigi, Abdul Manaf for FC Hughton, Joseph Walcott, defenders Tariq Lamte, Dennis Odoi, Gideon Mensah, Patrick Pozo, Daniel Amate, Joseph Edu, Mohamed Salisu, and then Alexander Djikou for Strasbourg in the French League. Thomas Partey for Arsenal, Majid Ashimero Anderlecht, Abdul Salih Samed, Lens, and Edmond Adu. Jordan Ayew, Osman Bukari, Joseph Pinto, Kamal Din Suleimana, and Ransford Yeboah will be our wingers as far as this game is concerned. And the attackers are Mohamed Cruz, Ajax, Andre Ayew, Nottingham Forest, Kamal Sowa, Club Brugge, Inaki Williams for Athletic Bilbao, and then Antoine Semenyo for AFC Bournemouth. Finally, are we good to go?
I think we are good. The squad is decent enough. I mean, Angola is no Ivory Coast, Nigeria. It's a team that what I'm looking out for is how Chris will set up his team. Some of us have doubts because he's known to be a defensively minded coach. Now he's going to handle a team that has quite an array of attacking talents. So it's going to be interesting to see how he sets up. Is he going to go defensive, or is he going to play to the strength of the players? And that's one of the things that I'll be looking forward to. He should just give us a team that has an identity. That's for me. So shouldn't just be the one we've seen already where we just play something. No. Give this team an identity. Give this team, if I'm watching the Blaster, I should know what I'm watching. I should know what I expect from the team. It shouldn't be the one way Charlie. I just see 11 men chasing after rounded material.
So that's our discussion from us, Joel Eshed and Perez Ezwako on the GhanaWeb Sports Desk. Let us hear from you under the video. Are you impressed with the lineup we have so far? Personally, I think that for the first time in so many years, there is a Black Stars squad and then little controversies about it. Until we meet again, we are out.